Hello, hello. Wow, what a week it's been. Coming towards the end of the week now. It's been launch week and just wanted to come on here and share some thoughts that I've been having this week about the difference between purpose and goals. We launched the book this week and that was Struggle, the Surprising Truth, Beauty and Opportunity Hidden in Life's Shittier Moments. And gosh, it's been a journey. So we spent most of Monday and Tuesday telling people about it, getting the word out there, sharing with different people around the books out there. This is who it's for. This is what it's about. And I will admit, I spent most of Monday hitting refresh on Amazon. Because one of the things that we really wanted to do with launch itself was to get it as high up on the rankings on Amazon as we could, so that it would then show it to more people. So for us it was all about reach, and I say us because I had an amazing community of people around me. I had a launch crew of people who had agreed to help me share it and help me get the word out there. And I really wanted to get it to number one. Because I wanted to be able to celebrate with the people who were in it with me. I wanted to be able to say to them, like, hey, you did it, you got it there, we got it there. And for most of Monday, what happened was Amazon normally update their rankings like hourly, something like that, fairly regularly throughout the day. And what actually happened on Monday was they didn't change their rankings at all for about 6 hours, something like that. And something that occurred to me towards the end of that day, when the rankings still hadn't changed, it was stuck at number 2 on all the categories, which is amazing. But it was like, I kind of started to come to terms with, like, what if that's it? Like, what if we just stay at number 2? What if this is where the book is supposed to be? It's going to be a number 2 book rather than a number 1 book? Yes, that's still amazing. And yes, it still means that we've created that reach. The algorithm will still show people the book at number 2 just as much. Well, maybe not just as much as number 1, but it will still, it's still done it. And the spoiler alert for anybody who has seen my posts since then, I walked away, I put a pie in the oven, I came back, and all of a sudden the rankings changed, and we'd hit number 1. And in fact, we hit number 1 in several categories: in entrepreneurship, in organizational psychology, and also in consciousness and thought. So we did it, and we got to number 1. But the thing that really got me thinking was the difference between purpose and goals. Because the goal for us was to get it to number 1, but the purpose behind that was about reach. It was about getting this book into the hands of people. It was about getting Amazon to show it to people, and not just Amazon, but other booksellers as well. And that was the purpose, and the purpose hadn't changed. So even if we didn't hit that goal of getting number 1, the purpose was still about reach, and we still achieved that purpose. And I think there's a really important distinction here, because sometimes we can set ourselves a goal and forget about the purpose. And then either when we hit the goal, it's like, oh, that's done. Or when we don't hit that goal, we end up feeling like we failed. Whereas actually, maybe we haven't hit the goal, but maybe we've still achieved that purpose. Maybe we've still made progress towards that purpose. Just now, I was on a live broadcast with the Happy Startup School, had an amazing conversation with Lawrence and with Carlos over there. And a question came in from somebody who was asking about, hey, we were talking about how to deal with struggle, of course. And she was saying about the process of dealing with struggle. What does that look like with a business failure? What does that look like with coming to terms with a business that has failed, that hasn't worked out? And a lot of what we were talking about still applied in the same ways, and I talked about that. But I think that also relates to what I'm talking about here in terms of purpose and goals. That maybe her goal was to set up this business, but what was the purpose behind that? And maybe the goal, the business itself, hasn't worked out, but what if the purpose was still alive? Maybe there's a different iteration, a different goal that can reach that same purpose now. So I think there's a really important distinction here between purpose and goals. Maybe if you haven't hit your goal, remember your purpose. Is it still the same purpose for you? Does it still matter? Is it still alive? Maybe that's what you can hold on to and revive that rather than to try and revive the goal itself. But even when you have hit your goal, remember the purpose. Because for me, the goal was about getting to number one, but the purpose was about reach. So yes, we got it to number one, and that's great. It's an amazing achievement, and it does feel quite good, for me as well. To be able to kind of get the book out there and say, look, it's there, and lots of people think it's worth reading. But the main purpose behind that is about reach. And so for me, the work isn't done. It's still about getting the book out there. It's still about starting conversations. It's still about encouraging people in the midst of their shitty moments. So I just thought I'd come on here and share that with you today, because that is what is on my mind after some of the conversations that I've been having with people about struggle. And I hope that it encourages you. I hope it gives you something to think about, whether you are in a place where you've hit a goal and you're feeling great about it, or whether you're in a place where you feel like you haven't hit a goal, where you feel like something's failed or something hasn't worked out. I hope that this encourages you to maybe reconnect with your purpose and know that that hasn't died, even if you haven't hit your goal. Right, that's it from me today. See you again soon.